And we're going live. Awesome. Good morning, everyone. It is Brenda and Dr. Dave, and we are back with What If Positive Possibilities for Your Life. So we took a bit of a hiatus for a little bit, a couple months, but we are back and we are excited to be here. We just had our first episode of the Nature's Divas, and it was fun to see how the universe is just like setting everything up and, tying everything in a nice bow and giving us this wonderful gift. Yeah, it's just a wonderful gift. So it'll be fun to see what they have to say to us with the what if and how that ties into everything. So good morning, Dr. Dave. How you doing today?
Good morning. Good morning. So good. So happy to be back and getting into the flow and getting to spend Monday mornings with you again. It's awesome. I love it. Yay.
Yes,
Uh,
I am excited too.
so excited. Well, and we were talking just before we came back on air. How incredible things are choreographed. That divine timing of putting in a seeming like it's just the oils, the spread that Brenda was reading from, and all the intricate places and how it just seamlessly weaves together when you allow yourself to have that um, fun and looking at like what do they got in store, what is my team doing, how the universe is playing for you. So excited! I can't wait for how because it's never not been any other way for us. That the what comes up in this episode is always linked as if you could put those oils right on the same page of the what if that we get to work with in a minute.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we found out what our topic of the meditation is going to be tonight. So that was an extra bonus.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's going to be
Fun.
a lot of fun. So we'll definitely put the link in for the meditation tonight. So it is free for everyone, and it's just an extra way for us to share the essential oils, because yeah, they look great on the shelf, but it's really awesome when you use them, because that's if you don't use them, then it's not really going to help you. So this is a great way for us to infuse oils into our life, to get to experience those essential oils, breathing in these wonderful gifts from Mother Earth and seeing how it changes your life, because it changed my life. And I love using essential oils, and that's why I created the Oracle cards. So it's another tool to help you heal yourself. It's a tool to start your day in a more positive way, and it's just great. And so this is my book for anybody who's just here for the first time. This is called What If 365 Positive Possibilities for Your Life. So there's one for every day of the year. And it's just to plant those seeds of possibility, because when someone is going through a challenge that could be health related, it could be physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you can't see what the possibilities are because you're stuck here and you can only see what's right in front of your face, and it's usually not very positive. In my other life, I was a social service worker, so I worked with men with severe mental health and addictions, and to be able to teach them life skills and to share a holistic approach to things rather than just like, here's your life skills, which they're all the same. But when you put that holistic twist on that, and you bring in gratitude and you bring in possibilities, and then you get to see them change their life. And it's really, really exciting to see. And that's how this book came to be, and it was divinely inspired because well, it's got my name as the author, but I received these words and I just typed them out, wrote them out, because I read it and go, wow, this is really good stuff.
Right.
Like, I don't remember writing that, but I did, but it was a higher source than me that was giving me the information to put into this book, as well as the Nature's Divas. So I am going to put my hands together here and ask, what is our message for today? Ooh, what if today I chose to be consistent in my routines? Now, everybody has routines, whether they're, positive routines or something of more of a bad habit, but we all do things in a certain way. And maybe this is coming up for some people because it's like, hey, we know that you've been wanting to change some things. So maybe listen to what the what if is today and maybe start making changes to your routines. Because if it's something like binge watching every day, but you've got these goals that you want to do, well, sometimes you need to make some changes to that routine and then be consistent with that. Just saying. So, do you have habits that you do each day? Are you implementing new habits and changes in order to manifest new and exciting goals into your life? Are you finding that it's getting too overwhelming and your day is done before it has even begun due to all the things you are trying to implement? It can definitely be overwhelming to add more things to do in an already busy schedule. Dean Graziosi suggested this, and I have used it in my life with wonderful results. Consider this for a moment. Instead of adding to your schedule, why not replace one habit for another? So that way, instead of piling more things on, you are replacing them. Guaranteed, there are habits no longer serving who you are becoming. Take those out and insert what new habits are. For instance, if you want to move your body each day, instead of getting on Facebook or checking your email as soon as you get up, take that habit out, replace it with moving your body in some way. Being consistent each day with your time will create that new habit. Do this with all the new habits you are looking to implement. First, take a look at the habits that no longer serve. Then choose one of the improved habits and insert. Doing one at a time helps, as you don't get overwhelmed trying to think of all the new things you have to do. Implementing one habit for at least a couple of weeks allows time for it to become ingrained into your body. And once you feel comfortable with that habit, then moving on and changing another. Be consistent and watch your life change. So, just as I was saying before I read that, we each have habits that we want to change, and they're very comfortable habits and they're easy to do because we've been doing them for so long. And changing those habits can be a little uncomfortable sometimes. So, for instance, try this with me now. So, cross your arms the way you usually do. Now, cross your arms the other way.
What?
It's kind of uncomfortable because, like, how do I put my arms? What do I do with them? And it doesn't feel right.
Right.
No, it doesn't. However, if you kept doing that for a period of time, it would become normal and it would feel okay. So anything that you are trying to change is going to be uncomfortable. It's just like walking. When we were little, we didn't just sit there going, I tried it and it was uncomfortable. I fell down and, landed on my butt. That didn't feel comfortable. So I'm not going to do it again. No, you kept on going and you kept on trying and trying and trying until you got it. And then you decided to run, and there's lots of knee scrapes and this and that, but you kept on going. So it's just like changing a habit in your life. There's going to be some knee scrapes. There's going to be some, ooh, that didn't really feel good. I don't know if I really want to do that. Yeah, you do. You do want to do this. Just keep on going. Stop listening to the ego going, oh, we don't want to do this. It's much better just to sit and watch TV all day. We don't want to do anything else because it wants to keep you safe. Well, nothing's going to harm you. You don't want to keep the status quo because that's not how you grow. When you grow, you expand your comfort area, you get uncomfortable, you do things that you really are kind of fearful of doing, and that's how you grow into the person that you want to be. So, and replacing the habits instead of adding on is so much easier. So, for instance, instead of, just like the book says, instead of, as soon as you open your eyes going on Facebook, get out of bed, put your running shoes on, and go for a walk outside. Without even thinking. It's like, okay, I'm going to take that, half hour or 45 minutes or however long, when you realize how many hours you've been spending on Facebook, when you come up for air going, holy crap, I could have done a heck of a lot more. Yeah, you could have. So have your phone on the other side of the bed, maybe, so that you can't reach it. Get out of bed, go for a walk, or, have everything ready so that you can put the TV on and it's on your exercise show or whatever that is. And then that way you haven't added to your habits, you've replaced it. And it's like, we're going to do this instead. And then you'll find when you're done that, if it takes a half hour, and then you're like, woo, you got this energy, you're excited. And then you go into doing other things that are, more positive and towards what you want to manifest in your goals. And then at the end of the day, you go, wow, that was a great day because look at all the stuff I got done. I wasn't sitting on Facebook for half the day. So it's really important that you look at, well, I hope you have a roadmap for your life. That's number one. So roadmap, vision board, your goals. I hope you have a list of what your goals are, because if you don't, it's a really good place to start, because if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there. So it's just like if you were going on a trip, it's like, well, where are you going? How long are you going to be there for? What are you going to see there? And we spend more time planning our vacation than we do our whole life. So maybe that's where to start if you don't have that, is to, and Dr. Dave, we've done these and had so much fun. And our students like just blew it out of the water when they found what their roadmap was, and then they took off, they manifested everything that was on that roadmap. It was really, really exciting. And
Absolutely
so
was.
now they've got this idea, okay, well, now I know what I want to do, so I'm going to write these things down and I'm going to do them. And it was that easy. Once you get into that mindset, it just like, wow, this is a whole other world. But you need to know what you want, not what you don't want, what you want, and then go after and get it. And to do that, there needs to be an adjustment in your habits and your routine and consistency. So, Dr. Dave, what have you got to say about that today?
Well then, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go back first. Identifying, as you're swapping out one of your behaviors or one of your tasks with this new one. Looking from a more scientific perspective, our subconscious mind needs to recognize this habit change consistently over 11 days. And so at 11 days, the body or the subconscious mind then recognizes that this is a new pattern that's happening. So it's now much more wanting that to be easier. And it is already starting to become feeling normal to you. Um, Continuing with that, when we get to the 21-day mark, now the subconscious sort of recognize this can be a life change habit that we are switching. So that consistency is absolutely critical if it's something that you want to continue, and make that change for the good, for the long term, as opposed to the short. So remembering that 11 days, you please commit yourself, give yourself permission to see it through 11 days. On that 11th day, in there, you're going to notice that it is much more, it's not as much effort as it was when you began, that it's becoming very natural. Then you get to that 21-day mark. You kind of forget that what you were doing before that, it's just who you are. It's already integrated into your system, your energetic system, and it's also rewired your brain in that way, of using that neural connection that you've just now grown in those 21 days. You've now shifted whatever it was that you were getting from that old behavior. You've now rewired your brain to the new one. So a little bit of science. It really is helpful, one, to know those kind of things. So when you look at some of the changes that you wanted to make or past resolutions, that we do at New Year's, any of those, look back at those and see how long did you actually continue that, and where were you consistent? Were you consistent? You'll probably recognize that, oh, I quit way too early. So we don't really know if that actually works. It was just you gave up. Plain and simple. So if it's one of those that, if either get on board or don't, but you don't get to say that it didn't work. It's you didn't work. Make the choice, give yourself permission to see it through just those days alone, and then make an evaluation of, do I need to change that? Is this not, that's really not for me? But see it through for those, for that many days. Then make your evaluation or do a course correction. Nope, I got to change that a little bit. Like, yeah, it's still a little cumbersome. I'm struggling. Great, awesome. Well, now we know we have some of that resistance. We have contrast now that we can begin working differently with it, and then start gaining more tools to help that be more permanent. And the more that you do that, things become much more easy. They become natural, and then it becomes who you are. And as Brenda was using that example about, when we began walking, I don't know days, how many days that all takes for anybody for walking, what's the norm? But that is still the same process. It's the same brain on the same, um, what's the word? Same circuit board, if you will. That's what has to happen from crawling to, helping getting yourself up and all that. You're literally growing new neural pathways for this new way of operating and being. So look at where those tweaks, changes, and course corrections can happen, but please make sure that you give yourself the grace to see it through that long and then make that choice and decision. That's really important, because folks, you might get to the 10th day and you're still like, this is still struggles. I don't think that's it. Okay, well, it won't be, because that was a choice that we just made, and it is absolutely a choice. But with that, you have to use a very different vocabulary, and that vocabulary is, I gave up. Has nothing to do with whether that technique or that new habit works or doesn't work. Nope. You can't actually say with truth that it doesn't work. It's a very different new set of standards to look through that lens of how things can be and change in our life. Um, and as Brenda was talking, we have so many wonderful tools to help us get there to whatever it is that we're changing to or from. So making sure that you have the resources or the connections to be able to apply some of the things that can help you be successful at whatever that's going to be, whatever that path or that new behavior, and being consistent. And I believe that was in part of the reading that she did. So just saying. What are your thoughts about that, Ms. Brenda?
I think you are absolutely right on that. And just something to add to that, and you mentioned New Year's resolutions, how many of those are, you're falling off the wagon by, end of January, middle of February, and then it doesn't go any farther. And there may be days where you don't want to do this, but there's a couple things that you can do because your brain doesn't know fact from fiction. So you can sit there, and if you don't want to physically do it in your mind. See yourself doing it in your mind, because your brain doesn't recognize that you're not doing it. It's just saying, okay, well, they did it again today. If you're not feeling well or whatever the thing is. If you miss a day, maybe you've got family coming and you just couldn't find the time or whatever, like, because life happens, it does. Don't give up and just go, well, I missed a day, so we're done. Nope. Just go, okay, I choose now to begin again. You don't have to wait till January 1st. You can begin again anytime, because each second is a choice. So if you choose, so for instance, if you have a goal of, losing weight and you had a bad day and you're like, that box of cookies looks really yummy right now, and so does that gallon of ice cream, and you eat the whole thing. Okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Enjoy it 1,000,000%. Did you enjoy it? Super. All right. Now in the next breath, you can choose to now continue on your journey of weight release or whatever it is. Don't just give up because you deviated from the path. Because, yeah, as long as you enjoyed it and you don't guilt yourself on it, then the next second is another choice. And it's just a matter of choices that you make throughout the day, which determines which way you go. So it's easy to get back on track. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's like, okay, well, life happened today. I get back on track now and continue. And do that as many times as you need to, because this is your life. It's a journey. So if you think about if you are walking in the forest and then all of a sudden there is this big, huge tree that has blocked your path. Do you stand there and go, well, I'm done, turn around and go back? No. You decide maybe you want to go over it. You want to go this way. You want to go that way. And you course correct until you get back on the path and continue on. That's all it is. Just a course correction. And it's really easy. So once you have that perception, instead of beating yourself up and being your own worst enemy, going, oh my goodness, I can't believe you ate that whole box of cookies and all that ice cream. No, you wanted it, you ate it, you enjoyed it, move on. That's it. Let it go. You don't need to hold on to that. It's your ego doing all this chattering and, nattering at you. let it go. Your soul wanted it. Your soul's like, I'm eating ice cream today, and that's all there is to it. We're gonna add some cookies to it too. Fine, do it. Enjoy it, and then continue living your life. It's that easy. It's not difficult. And unless you make it difficult, it's like, oh, this is too hard. Okay, if you say that, then yes, you are gonna struggle and struggle and struggle. If you go, okay, today I'm just giving in to whatever, is like, I want to have this and this. Okay, do it. If you want to sit and be a couch potato, do it. Give fully into that because you need those days to just be.
Yep.
And then you move on. And that's it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dave?
One of the programs that I work with for hypnosis with clients is the virtual gastric band. And so it's managing and looking at our relationship to food. One of the things that I know at some point during that program, I'm going to have the conversation with the client of just as you're talking about of being able to have that ice cream and cookie. It's super important energetically to make sure that you are giving yourself permission to have it and not an extra helping of guilt on the side. Because when you do, that is energetic weight that you are taking in. So you're also now putting in even more time that you're going to need to be able to release that weight. And that weight is as in mass weight. So there is this tangible weight, but it also is a weight, WAIT, for how you can realize your success of whatever the goal is that you're working towards. So giving yourself that permission to have it and enjoy it 100%. That's it. No, nope. Today I'm having this. I'm doing this. Yep. I'm going to love it. Awesome. Really, it needs to be that change. And when people say that they're cheating or they have a cheat day, nope. You're choosing to have a day that those other rules don't apply. That you're choosing to have a different set of rules for that circumstance or that tub of ice cream today. Okay, but it is a choice. Recognize that it's a choice that you're making, so allow that to be a healthy choice for you. I know that sounds super weird when you're giving yourself permission. I fully give myself permission to eat that tub of ice cream. I do it all the time. But it's true because it's how the brain is going to receive it. Your subconscious, it recognizes that you're taking in toxin or you're taking in nourishment. And it does not matter what that substance is. It still has that frequency of what files it's going into, if you will. I'm not saying that you get to eat ice cream only. I think that it's, full of broccoli, infusion vitamins.
If
But
only.
could you? Right. Yeah. That's why I love banana splits because it's got more fruit that hits the check marks. Got the protein with the chopped peanuts on it, so
Sure.
I can validate and justify just about anything. But it's super important. Give yourself that permission to fully enjoy whatever those things are, because it is critical of what side of the scale that's going to be processed in your brain, in your subconscious mind. So do you need more in the guilt folder? I'm going to probably go no. It's usually pretty full for a lot of folks. And we keep dumping it more in there. And then we keep upgrading and getting a new trash can because we need more space to keep throwing in there. Good God. Why are you adding to it? We don't need to. We really, really don't. So, on your computer, you hit the empty trash, making sure that it's not clogging up anything, and that it's slowing, the processing down. How about you should look at that as a really great metaphor. How you take emptying out that trash can for your life, for you, and letting all of that go. Because it's not serving you in a positive way. It's not bringing you in alignment with those goals that you're working towards. It's only creating lag, and it's creating resistance so that you're not getting there, that you're not getting to the end of those goals or any faster. So you're putting more and more things that you're having to work through to be able to get there. So if you're going to have the ice cream, put it in the right bin. Enjoy it. So put it in the, well, today was one of those days that I gave myself permission, that I'm enjoying it. Awesome. Awesome. That alone, if you look at your life and how you have that self-dialogue, that self-talk about where are you filing things, how are you labeling them in your filing system, that is a wonderful way to be able to identify where we might need to look at and change different things within our life. And it gives us it helps us better identify the roadmap of some of the hurdles and obstacles of us getting to those goals, and getting to that success of those goals that we're setting to be a reality. So I invite folks to take a look at those, how we're filing things, in because the universe doesn't, we talked about that many times, that the universe doesn't see it as positive or negative. It just is. So then we know that all the labels are ones that we've created. So is it time to update that Rolodex for those that remember those, or the filing system? um, okay, that was fun. So for the younger generation, so do you got lots of apps that you're not using? Do you gonna delete them so it stops clogging up your phone? Wow. How's that for 2023? Well, I think that most of the younger generation would probably have to Google a Rolodex.
Yep. I used to have one. It was awesome. Let your
Yep.
fingers do the walking.
You could probably do that in a crowd of that same motion, and that most of the adults would know exactly what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And like, are you playing something? Is that an instrument? What are you doing? I'm like, you're filing something, Rolodex.
Yep,
Totally get it.
absolutely. And this really
So that's
ties
what I
in
have to
nice
say.
with the nature's divas as well. Letting
Mhm.
go of what no longer serves you. And if you don't want to let it go now, when? When are you going to start living your life and stop holding on to things that no longer serve you? Because if you think about it, if you're holding on like this, what can you receive? Nothing. When you let it go, you open your hands to receive all that the universe has. And it's so much more than you ever dreamed of. And it's wonderful, and it's important to be as well. Instead of just doing all the time, be. Just be who you are. Get out in nature. Breathe in the sunshine. Listen to the sounds of nature. Notice what's around you instead of having the blinders on. Got to go to work like the Dunkin' Donut man. Time to go to work, make the
Time to make
donuts. Yep.
time to make the
And that's all you see. Is you're going to work, you come home, you sleep, you go back to work. It's like, that's not a life. Stop. Take a look around. What's around you? What do you see? What is the smallest thing that you can see? And then just realize that there is small things going on all around you all the time that you do not see. But for this snapshot of a moment, you took the time to look at another kingdom, see what's going on.
Mhm.
And then live your life as if it is a gift, because it is, and be present. and get rid of the guilt. It's like you have, when you were saying that, it's like I imagine all these storage containers and you're paying for storage for things in there that you never use. So all that guilt, all those perceptions, all those emotions that you're holding on to but not using, they're just sitting there just in case you need to pull them out of there. You're never going to need them. You're never looking at them, but you're paying for it with your health, with your emotions, with your mental health, everything. Having these storage containers, and you're paying for it every single day. Imagine if you were to open the doors and just let it go and get rid of those storage containers and just live your life without all that storage. How would that feel?
That frees up an awful lot of unspent energy
Yeah,
that we could be financing our dreams with instead.
absolutely. And how much lighter would you feel?
For sure.
Now, the book
Absolutely.
has, because it's a 2-pager, so when it was a
Oh,
2-pager, I added an extra little affirmation in here. So it says, add a splash of color to your life. Eat it, wear it, surround yourself with it. So bringing in color to your life helps bring you joy if you eat yellow things, because yellow is joy. So eating bananas, or stepping outside and breathing in the sunshine, or wearing yellow. Wearing yellow is very good for your mental capabilities as well. It's very good for you to help focus. Eating green things for the heart. It brings in that heart space and growth and change and all these different things. And whole foods, I'm not talking Skittles here or M&Ms or Smarties, none of those colored foods. I'm talking about whole foods that come from Mother Nature in the ground or on a tree. Eat those and use it as almost like an eating meditation where you look at what you're eating and you notice the color and you notice all about what you're eating, and as you bite into it you taste the deliciousness of that and see it nourishing your body, just like it said with Melissa, is that no matter how, like, my veins are thick and I'm sending that nourishment to wherever it needs to go, see it moving through your body and releasing those blockages, and just being aware of, okay, well, I've got some things going on, I don't know what it is, but you know what, this food that I am ingesting now is going to get into those spaces and it's just going to blast through there and it's going to clear all that out. And when you focus on that energetically, that's what will happen, because your body doesn't know truth from fiction. So seeing that, visualizing it, and eating those fresh fruits and vegetables. So whatever your challenges are, you can do this as part of your healing journey. Dr. Dave?
absolutely. Yeah. Brilliantly said. Absolutely. It is. I do recommend that color spectrum to surround yourself with it, eat those things. It is that frequency that we're needing and wanting. So knowing when you're gravitating towards something, how do you pick out your clothes with the different colors? It's usually because your subconscious is already telling you that where you're at or where you want to change, your status of your thoughts, your feeling, your being. So, and having the full spectrum of light represented in different places. So having it just so you can, then you're giving yourself permission to be able to, for your subconscious to recognize, whether it's like a starburst or not the candy, but the the auric fields, if you have those, because it is that full rainbow. So being able to see that and having references to it, reminding yourself that all of those colors are within. They all heal, they all energize, they're different frequencies. So which one is it that you're needing to work with today? And then just allow that to then transform your day, because it's pretty remarkable. Then you'll start noticing how much of that color starts popping out of, even down your normal day drive or on your way to work, of how often you're going to now start seeing that, because you're becoming in line, with that frequency of that color, and that frequency is helping. So looking at that, and enjoying it, because you have all the tools out there.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, thank you everybody for coming today and watching this. So whether you're watching the replay or you're here in person, let us know what you took away from today, what resonated with you, where you're watching from, because we always like to hear where in the world you are watching from. And we will be posting the link on the Facebook page as well as in the groups. And yeah, it starts at 7 Eastern Standard Time tonight. And it is free for everybody to join. So please come out and join us on Zoom for another bunch of adventures. It's always an adventure when Dr. Dave and I get together. We always have a lot of fun, very lighthearted, and yeah, we share a lot. We just have fun, and we like to just share our knowledge so that you can take what resonates with you and help you move through your life in a more easier way. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Dave, for coming back together. And yeah, I'm so
Yes.
excited about our new chapter here as we continue on. And so excited for all the new things that are coming
Me
up
too.
and happening.
Yes, thank you. I'm just over the moon, happy about being able to be here again. So, yay. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and hopefully we get to see a lot of you this evening for meditation. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.